I hear somebody. Oh wow, that's a lot of water. Two. It's literally wasting water. But like I told y'all, it's always going to be something. When they can't do what they want to do, they start the sirens thing. And so I was like, you know, when I get my laundry, when I take my laundry out, I'm going to go off the back way, the back door. There's a back alleyway that also leads to the shed where the laundry stuff is. So I was like, that's the route. That's what I'm going to do. This started. Now, we'll see. Because I think if something like this has happened, it has to be something big, because they've been going off a pretty long time. It sounds to me like if you're having that sirens, it should be to a destination. So maybe there's a fire, maybe there's I don't have signal anymore. Maybe there's something that's happening, but or what is the thing called? Was it signal? If you listen to it, it doesn't even sound like they're headed to a destination. It sounds like they're just driving around with the sirens on. And this is example of what I'm talking about when I said that there would be periods where they just would do this like not like literally almost all day nonstop. And it's like like you hear me a lot of times say they ain't doing shit, because the police ain't ever doing shit. But the only thing they're doing is out here trying to cause chaos and try to intimidate people and shit. They're not ever fucking really doing any real work. It's that they're fucking scammers. And the only reason why motherfuckers support, because the only reason why people support cops is because they're boomers and they're scared of young people and white supremacists that are scared of brown people, and that sometimes include brown people. Like I had a friend years ago. It's like I never liked cops. I like, you're black. You just know they ain't shit. But I had a friend years ago that was just like, he he's like, basically he was saying that you should never call the cops if it's a if it's a family matter, family dispute or some type of domestic situation, you should never call cops. Because he has a situation, I'm not going to even go into that, but he had a completely unfair situation of being accused of something that he didn't do. And when you're poor and you don't have money like that, it's just like, you just get thrown by the wayside, and you don't know the law. These people, you want to get out of jail, so you'll put your name on anything. But because of his own, and I could absolutely understand blackmail. I could totally, and older black male, and I could totally understand what he was talking about. Like, don't call the fucking cops. Idiots. It's like going through this thing. It's not just the fact that you're dealing with like people that are terrorists. They're corrupt. They're fucking evil, but they're fucking stupid as hell. So it's like the reason why I'm in the situation I'm in, because the cops do not do their jobs thoroughly. They're so fucking biased. They won't fucking do their job. They just listen to what people say. Like, honestly, if someone wants to call me something or say whatever, say I'm a terrorist, whatever, then let me defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me defend myself. But instead of that, I'm being gaslighted. I cannot solve an issue. I cannot defend myself when you want to pretend there's not an issue. But on a sneak tip, you want to harass me. You want to surveillance me. And the whole thing is a double-edged sword for them, because it's a way to say, hey, I know sometimes people are like, oh, I'm talking coded or whatever. It's just like I told you guys, it is so exhausted talking about this. This goes way, way, way back, and this is just a lot of it is just like, I should have just stood up for myself from the fucking beginning. But I just got bad advice from people that just told me to ignore it, and if I ignore it, it will go away. But and these water, like, it's been going on for a freaking hour. But anyways, they show up to the scene and they're biased. And so just so I could, just because if I start getting into that, I'm just gonna be pulled in. I still got shit I have to do in my home, and it's this late. If you ever work in a retail situation, if you work in retail, there are people that work in retail, usually in stores that are like called loss prevention. So they're basically the store cops. Okay, they're there mostly because people steal from stores, but they're there for other reasons. So they're like the store cops. So they work very closely with fucking cops. I got put in a situation where people at my job didn't like me, and they were about to get caught up on some bullshit that they did to me. And so I'm able to kind of intercept that. They lied and said I did something that I didn't fucking do. I don't give a fuck about people. Like, I don't go to work to care about what anybody else fucking, and that's another thing. When you go to work, anyways, let me just say, when you go to work, especially when you're a black person, and like, people may perceive me as being rude, or they may perceive me as being like not friendly. But when you go to work and you don't lick people's asses, especially men's asses, that feel like, especially when they're in a position of power, and they think because they wear this title of I'm a store cop, that, just all kinds of shit happens. Instead of the police coming in and actually say, if you want to call me a terrorist or whatever, say I'm doing terroristic things, then fucking handle the fucking situation. Handle the fucking situation. But of course, this has nothing to do with it. This has to do with this shit that they're doing is stuff that is not only going to affect the LAPD, it's going to affect policing in general. Policing probably even out of this fucking country. That's what this shit is about. And also, just to let you know, I don't know if I got it, because sometimes, I have the camera, but I don't want to be all up in people's faces like that, even if there's something. But the car right there, somebody's in it. When I was coming and taking the trash, he comes standing out there trying to look me up and down. But I probably should have just put the fucking camera in his face, just sitting in there. And that's what I mean when I'm saying they start getting, they like, y'all, I have a whole fucking story. Like I need to like just get this shit out of them just initiating people to fucking harass me, initiating my neighbors to fucking harass me. Because at some point they realize, like I told y'all, they start like really doing this harassing thing around when the cops murdered George Floyd, and they start feeling like, oh, they're gonna get caught because all these people are protesting, and they start feeling like they're gonna get caught up. So it started to be, like I said, the whole fucking fire truck thing. It just sounds so ridiculous. So when I tell people this shit, and so to try to break me down and try to further try to intimidate me, they would enlist people like my neighbors. I live in low income, so unfortunately, some of the people that I live by are not like people that have records, are not like this one guy. The one guy I call him Tweety Bird. The one guy that was out there with the rock roller, he's been stabbed 2 times. He's been stabbed. I have it on camera. At least one of them, or at least the after, like right after, stabbed 2 times. And the guy who lives behind him, because the cops, because they in their head thinking because the cops work with them that they can go fucking treat every black person like that. There was a guy that lived behind him. I was a black male, older black male. You could tell that he was an OG too. They try to pull that shit that they pull with me, because I'm a woman. I'm protected. They try to pull that shit with that guy. That guy came out with the neighbor, because I was looking out the window. The one neighbor, he was doing something. The older black guy, he was walking the pathway, and he didn't like them. He said something to them. One of the guys that lived there pulled out a knife. Oh, you gonna pull out a knife? The guy, the OG, went in his home and got a gun and shot both of their asses. That's the type of people I'm dealing with. But they're so comfortable thinking that what the fuck they do to me. Look, they think they're up there thinking so comfortable what the fuck they do to me. They could just go fucking do to everybody. And that guy, he handled business. He ruined his life, but he handled business. You can't go doing that shit to everybody. And that's the situation. It's like, first of all, you want to call me a terrorist or doing whatever, but why are you constantly putting people in front of you where you're hiding? If I'm a dangerous person, you should be the one that's standing in front of them, protecting them, not sending them out to somebody who you quote unquote perceive as dangerous. But it's all a bunch of bullshit. What the fuck these motherfuckers start is that they were gonna do something. They were gonna, and I guarantee you they do shit like this all the time to people. What they thought they were gonna do is like play some bullshit and I don't even like to like mouth what the fuck that I know that they're trying to do. But that's what I'm talking about. Just completely, I just need to like sit down and just really like sit with like what the fuck's been happening and fucking do a fucking video about it. Because I'm just like, sometimes I don't even want to fucking come out here. I was like, you know what, to not deal with this bullshit, I'm just going to go through the back door. I'm going to go through the back. And you could tell when somebody's driving, when the police is driving, you could just tell by the sound. If you're driving to an actual destination, it's either you're coming from far and you're coming here, or you are coming here and you're going out. So you'll start to hear the variances of like sound. What you just heard sound like people were just going all around and around and around. That's what it sounded like to me. And it sounded like it was a focus on a destination at all. But that's what I'm saying, because they get fucking frustrated, and they get so fucking frustrated because it's late at night. It's about goddamn 3:00. It is 3:00, literally 3:00 on the dot. It is 3:00, and they want to be able to fucking harass me. And they put so much effort into trying to change things. That's why I said that I did not really want to upload videos, because they put so much effort in not stopping harassing me, but trying to change stupid things so they could fucking harass me. I could just go in on the fucking neighbors and how they try to use the neighbors to fucking harass me. It's not just about what the fuck is happening on here. I don't know these people. I wouldn't even fucking talk to these people past a hello, bye, hi, how are you? You know, your dog's cute. Past that, I just wouldn't even want to fucking talk to them. And they're bringing these people in and trying and enlisting them to harass me. Because those I will go into that later. But they're like white Hispanic people mostly. The people that live there are like white and Hispanic or whatever. They're not black. I mean, they may have visitors that are black here and there, but they're not black themselves. That's why I didn't want to be here. I mean, in front of my, anyways. So just like straight up enlisting people to fucking harassing me, hiding behind, having this whole big thing because supposedly I'm dangerous, right? But at the same time, also hiding behind people. If somebody is fucking dangerous, and if your job is to be the police, you're supposed to protect them. You're not supposed to say, "Here, you can't come out here and harass this person," blah, 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 blah. But because LAPD does not follow their own procedures, they do not follow. That's how they fucking blew up a whole neighborhood. They don't follow procedures, but it's always somebody else paying because they don't fucking follow their procedures. Half of the shit that they do, half of the stuff that they get themselves into will never happen if they actually follow their own fucking procedures. But since they fucking can't do that, they should be defunded. Talking about, what is that word that they like to use about police, revisiting police or revisiting policing, or I forgot what it's called. But they don't even listen to the stuff that they have on the books. They don't even listen to that. They make it up as they go. They make it up as they go. What are you doing, Spike? Or Spot? Okay, I gotta go to bed.